Hey, friends. Welcome to this little space that Dana and I have been creating in preparation for inner wisdom activation. And every time we get together to do a little bit of planning for what's going to happen in this 4-week series, we also think about like what are the stories that are relevant to our own journey that might also provide some ideas, inspiration for anyone who's thinking about signing up for Inner Wisdom Activation, or anyone really who's part of either the Facebook group or the what we're doing over on LinkedIn as well, or also on Instagram. You can check us out there individually. So we today have decided that we want to share some stories about where we have been following our own inner wisdom and inner knowing. And Dana is about to tell us a story about her painting odyssey.
Yes, my painting honesty. I've been a lover of art for a long time. And I have recently started painting. And actually before that, like a year ago on my birthday, that like the week before, I was on this walk with my wife and we ended up going by the art center and they were basically selling everything in their storage. They were like, we're getting rid of everything. And so we
Wow.
walked up, and this painting actually that's right behind me, we saw that from a distance. And we were like, whoa, what is that?
That
And
is
so
so
we
cool.
walked over to it, and they were giving away all of these paintings for like $5, $10,
Oh my gosh.
$20. And we ended up pulling a bunch of these paintings, and I was like, this is the same artist, a lot of these.
Hmm.
And so we ended up looking her up, and she was like this artist that was like a lifelong artist. She had had like a one-woman show at the Legion of Honors in San Francisco. She was phenomenal. And we ended up collecting like 40 pieces of hers.
Oh my gosh.
So anyways, it was very strange. We brought all these pieces home. We have them all over our house, and she kind of became my muse. And then after that, I started to paint. And I had never in my life had an artistic bone in my body. And then finally, I started to just decide to paint, and I started, and this has been kind of dripping. And now recently, it's become more intense where it's like every day I want to spend time painting. Like I just feel pulled. Like my little studio's outside, it's right here. And I just feel pulled like anytime I can get some time to go do that. Um, and I don't know why. I don't know why I need to be painting, but I need to be. But I was telling Kathy that I'm surrounded by all these pieces that I've worked on that are unfinished. And I don't know how to complete them yet. So I have some slight frustration around how do I finish these pieces. And, but just trusting that that's where I am in the process of, okay, it's very unfinished. It's very, you don't know what you're doing and it's kind of here and but I still need to keep doing it. So anyway, so I'm just trusting that there's a reason why, and I'm noticing the pattern in my own process from the art where it's like I'm trying to just have fun with it too and let go of sort of outcomes, but then
Mm.
also want the outcome. So just noticing all these things about myself in the creation of art. And so that's kind of what came up for me today as we were talking about, well, what where you feel pulled or where you feel called
Uh-huh.
right now. And so I'm kind of in the middle of that and just noticing that process, but enjoying it very much. Collecting all kinds of art supplies, like a lot. Art supplies, my poor wife. She's probably going, oh gosh, where's all this going to go?
It can be a dangerous hobby.
It can be. I mean, it's a lot of, I mean, yeah, wow. I'm looking around at all the things everywhere.
What a creative outlet, though. And I love
Yeah,
that you talked about the painting because when you mentioned about feeling called to art, it was in my head to go like this painting behind you.
yeah. I mean, this was literally like the very first one. It
That's
almost looks like
amazing.
Egypt or something, right? With the
Yeah.
pyramids at the back.
Oh my God, there's
She
so many.
did live in Israel for a time, but
Ah,
so she went over there. I have no idea.
huh, cool.
Lots of collage and stuff.
Yeah. So I think like one of the morals of the stories that we were telling here about inner knowing is sometimes following those hunches, those pulls, and just allowing ourselves to relax into and access what more becomes available when we're doing that. And I think sometimes we don't always trust these little nudges when they show up. So it's a little, for me, this whole inner wisdom activation is a bit about learning to trust more of those nudges as they show up. And maybe I think I love, Dana, that you were talking about how you're noticing the patterns within yourself.
Mm.
And I think that that's a core part of this. But then also reminding ourselves of all those times we did follow those nudges and the good things that came from them.
Absolutely. And also this like beginners, like I don't know about painting
Hmm.
and like entering into a space where you feel called, but you don't necessarily feel mastery or knowing around
Yeah.
it, and
Uh,
how that can be, such a beginning of something and you
yep.
don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah, fantastic. Excellent. Well, we hope you enjoy the story, and we also hope that some of you will join us starting September 26th for our four course series on inner wisdom activation.
Awesome. Thank you. Ciao.